Hello everyone, and welcome back to day 7 of the Advent of Cyber 3 by TryHackMe. Today's challenge is quite hard, and as you'll see, it's not something I'm really used to doing. I actually had to read the theory this time around because I'm not used to working with NoSQL. What are NoSQL databases? Well, NoSQL is basically a non-relational database that does not use tables, rows, columns, prime keys, relationships, or schemas. So what does that mean? Well, it's basically just objects that you can put into a database, usually in JSON format. As you can see, there's a good example here. And those databases, I know they're popular, but I've never had to work with them that much, be it for the OSCP or for Hack the Box, TryHackMe, etc. So it's not something I'm really used to working with, but that's why I like this Advent of Cyber 3, because you get to learn something new. So let's go over the theory part real quick, and then we'll just jump right into it. So I will let you read how to interact with such a database, such as MongoDB. And I'll go straight to the NoSQL injection, which will be the meat of what we'll be doing today. So what is a NoSQL injection? Well, you probably know about SQL injection or SQLI, and if you don't, here's a quick example on screen right now to show you how to bypass a login page. So in SQL, regular SQL, what you need to do basically is provide a quote that will basically finish the other quote in your thing, and then you can pass a or 1 equals 1, which will be a true statement, for example. That's a very basic SQL injection. And those will basically mess around with the logic of the database, and the database will be like, oh, that's fine. So that's a basic SQL injection. However, in NoSQL, a NoSQL injection is different than that. And we'll get to see it. And the operator we'll be using most will be this one. So not equal to a certain value. Now, take 2 seconds. Don't read the theory right now, but if you read it, it's fine. But think about how we can use a not equal operator in order to bypass some login defenses, or like the password, for example. Well, here I'll give you the answer. What we can do is basically provide a valid username such as admin, and then provide a not equal to a certain value password. So I'm like, hey, my username is admin and my password is not equal to this, and that will be true because I will just input something random. And then the application logic would be like, oh, that's fine. He's saying that he's admin and that the password is not this, so that's right. So if you want to see a better example illustrated, you can see it right here. Hold up. Right here in this first question. So in the first question, you see that the username provided is admin, and then the password is not equal to admin. We'll actually need to do that right now. So let's just jump into the practical part now, and then we'll mess around and complete the questions. It's not going to take too long, but still it's interesting to see. Alright, so for the practical part, let's go to the website. If you don't see this page right now, it's probably because you're not connected to the VPN. If you don't know how to connect to the VPN, watch day 3 of the Advent of Cyber 3, where I show you how to connect to the VPN. So once you're connected to the VPN and you see this page, oops, I'm actually logged in. Let me log out. Sorry about that. Alright. Yes, I was doing it before. So I'm logged out now. So you should see this page, sorry. And this page, basically, it's to log in. That's a very simple page. So what can we do? Well, if we look at the example here, we see that the password is not equal to admin and the username is admin, but this is a Burp Suite UI. So what I can do is launch Burp Suite. And if you don't know how to use Burp Suite, I do believe there's another day, I will show it on screen right now, that shows you how to set up Burp Suite properly. And I actually go over how to set up Foxy Proxy, which, give me 1 second, is this little tool right here that will basically allow you to pipe your web traffic into your proxy. So yeah, go ahead and watch that video for more details about Burp Suite. So once you have Burp Suite open and your Foxy proxy is set to burp, make sure that intercept is on and then enter the username. And I do believe the username they want us to enter is admin. So let's go over as admin and let's provide a password Christmas. So let's log in. And as you can see, this is our request, which looks awfully similar to this one. However, I won't modify it right now just to show you a non-valid login. So here we see bad creds. Okay, so we know that that's how it works. Oops, let's forward this. So now let's provide Christmas. And now this time, let's provide a not equal. So what we did is we provide the username admin and to the application. And then we're like, okay, so for the password, we provide something that is Christmas, but we say it's not Christmas, which is true. The password is not Christmas. As we saw, we had bad creds when trying this. What does that mean? Well, we're basically trying to bypass the application logic that says, okay, so username equals admin, password equals Christmas. This is a valid login, and here is your document. So basically what we're doing with this operator is saying to the application, if my password really is Christmas, let me not log in. However, if it's something else than Christmas, if it's any other string of character other than Christmas, let me log in. Right? So that's what we're doing. And now we tested it. It's not Christmas because we had bad creds. So normally if we forward this, we should actually log in because we're saying to the application, anything that is not Christmas is valid for us. Now we see that we have welcome admin and we're logged in just like that. Easy as that. So let's do some flags. Now this one, I think it's glitched out because the int actually has a flag. So let's just complete this one, I guess. Oops, let's turn off burp. And for this one, I'm guessing this is the flag right here. Alright, so once we're logged in, use the gift search page to list all usernames that have guest roles. What is a flag? Okay, so let's go to the dashboard and let's go to search. Now, if we search something, I think we need to search for Mexkitty at some point. So let's search for Mexkitty right now. And as you can see, we have username not found, which is fine. But if we look on top of the screen in the URL, we actually have our two queries. We have the username and we have the role. And we can do the same logic here, right? So what we can do is for the guests role, we can do role equal to guest and username. Well, we see that username doesn't work, so but let's still provide something that will not work. And we can say username not equal to this. So take a few seconds to understand the logic of this query. But if you want, I'll just go ahead and say it right now. So we say that the username is not equal to this, but that the role is equal to guest. So anything that has the role guest should usually be outputted to our screen, because unless this exact username has the role guest as well, then this one won't be and outputted to the screen. But that username doesn't exist, so all of the guests should appear. Now we see that there's a couple of IDs and one of them is a flag. Woo! That's awesome. Now this time, we need to retrieve the Mexkitty record. So how do we do that? Well, we just reverse our logic, right? For example, if I do Mexkitty with the role user, for example, well, it doesn't work. So we know that MexKitty is not a user, so let's just grab any record that matches the username MexKitty, but no records that matches the record MexKitty that has user. So basically this is just a reverse, right? It's like, okay, user doesn't work, so show me anything other than user. And it works, right? We have this MexKitty, and MexKitty is actually an admin. So we need to provide his little full detail here, which worked. And we completed day 7. However, just before we go, I want to show you another thing that would have worked. So now that we know his role is admin, we should be able to input it here and just see it. Yep. So this is a valid request because we know the role is admin and the username is MexKitty. However, if we were to do not equal to admin, then it wouldn't work, right? Because MexKitty's role is admin. So just like that, guys, you completed day 7 of the Advent of Cyber tree by TryHackMe, and you understand now a little bit better, just like me, well, what is NoSQL and how you can exploit it. Thank you guys so much for watching day 7 of the Advent of Cyber tree by TryHackMe. Today's challenge was a bit hard with no SQL and stuff. However, it's always very interesting to see how TryHackMe makes us build up on the knowledge we gained from previous days. For example, this time around we had to use burp again. So that's always awesome. I can't wait for day 8. If I bring you value, consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye bye.